All right, guys. Welcome to our talk on Vietnam that we've been talking about for a while.
Glad to be here.
Matt, Trevor,
Glad to be here.
how's it going, guys?
Good.
Good. Hey, so I know you guys saw the website earlier and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so today I always wanted to start off because I know Trevor just didn't. I don't know if you saw this video. Let's watch this. Let's just watch this video, the first one, real quick. This intro video, because Matt, I know Matt, you really liked it.
I liked it a lot.
You thought it was great.
Lots of information on there. I think it is very, very entertaining as well. There's
Yeah.
different aspects to it that just made it all fit together.
Yes.
I really liked it.
Sweet. I'm excited. Let's go.
All right.
Hit it.
Welcome to Vietnam. Watch out. Watch out for the Viet Cong. They might get you.
That's
Just
the
kidding.
funny
Just kidding.
part.
We won't
That's
worry
the
about
funny
that
part.
anymore. Vietnam War is over. It's ended many, many years ago. And since then, peace in Vietnam has grown. Everything in Vietnam has grown. The economy is blooming. American companies are coming here. McDonald's, KFC, Coca-Cola's everywhere. All these places, they're everywhere in Vietnam now. You can come to Vietnam and have everything, experience the same joys that you can experience here in America. Because of these companies and other things happening around the world with Vietnam, the economy in Vietnam is growing tremendously since the Vietnam War. People want to come here. Tourism has picked up tremendously. People come and hang out on the beaches and do all these fun things with Vietnam. I hope that as you tour my website, that you can learn more about Vietnam and the joys that may come as you visit it.
I liked it.
Sweet. Good.
Yeah, Matt. I think Matt kind of liked that little joke, like
Yeah, that was me on that one.
hesitation thing
That was
right
me.
there in the beginning.
That was me.
Yeah, he was the one I was scared, but yeah.
I really like the globalization aspect of that, though.
Yeah.
You mentioned
Yeah.
a lot about things that here in America they also have in Vietnam now.
Yeah.
That's really neat to know that.
Yeah, have you ever been to Vietnam?
I hope to be there someday. Yeah.
Someday, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to go. I'd like to go.
Yeah, my grandpa
kinda-
served in there.
Yeah?
Served,
And it kind of
Oh.
makes sense that it would do really well after the war. I mean, the war really tore it up, so I mean, there has to be a lot of room for growth afterwards. And it sounds like a lot of American companies have taken interest in Vietnam as well,
Yeah.
so to help grow that and get into there.
Yeah, and speaking of growth, so the beginning of our class, we were all given this dollar. Like, he calls it like the developmental dollar.
You didn't spend it on mac and cheese?
No, not yet.
Oh no.
No,
Not yet though.
No, probably not. Actually, I was thinking of like a couple good ways, like maybe to might be a good to spend it. Would be like maybe spend it at like a store in Vietnam buying mac and cheese or something.
Hey,
Or maybe-
Vietnamese are known to like mac and cheese.
That's what I've heard.
Do they have
I heard
Vietnamese
that.
mac and cheese?
I don't know. I haven't done any research on that.
Viet cheese?
Viet cheese. I don't know. I haven't done any research on that, but maybe I should. Or would you just like maybe spending it on some company in Vietnam or like some Vietnamese company that does this, that sells something. Just use it to help them, benefit them.
Yeah.
And so that's probably what I would use as developmental dollar on. What do you think you would use this on, Trevor?
I think I'd probably try to, I don't know what or how, but I would try to get it to the education system. I feel like it'd be important to continue the development of the people there in order for them to continue the growth when American companies reach their max or whatever, at some point they're going to have to educate themselves and figure things out. And so I'd probably put it towards education in Vietnam.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I know Matt said when I asked him the questions earlier that he thought that education was an important thing to do, and I think education would be a great thing to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and so kind of like education, but we can think of it like in a more of a spiritual way, celestial way. Matt said he wanted to learn more about the celestial perspective. It's we can kind of think of a celestial perspective for education, I guess, and using the developmental dollar in education, maybe making sure kids have the opportunity to be educated, kind of like we got this opportunity to be going to school and to be learning. Kids in Vietnam, they need that opportunity as well. I mean, and they're getting it. They're slowly getting it. More and more children are more opportunities to go to school in Vietnam.
I think when countries are more educated, that just kind of helps progress the country along in different aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can
for sure.
improve their health care by educating them to become doctors, and a number of different ways, right? So I think
Yeah.
education would probably be the best way to spend the developmental dollar.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. It can affect lots of different categories.
Yeah, and something cool actually about Vietnam. I don't know if I don't think I had this. I don't think I knew this before when I asked you those questions, Matt. Was that Vietnam actually has this cool little like relationship with like Colombia, the country Colombia. You know, from the World Cup we were watching the other day. They
Why
were doing good.
with Colombia?
I don't. It
Were
was
they coffee or something?
I don't know, but like, but they were like they had this relationship with Colombia, where like Colombia has this idea in place where they're like trying to improve their schools and stuff.
Mhm.
They call it like La Escuela Nueva or something, new school. And that Vietnam saw this and they were like, oh, this is cool. Let's like join together and make get schools
Do the
going.
same thing?
Yeah, and so they're doing
Yeah.
the same thing with schools.
So they really are like working on education. Then it sounds like.
Yeah, no, they really are. They really want what's the best for them and for all that. And so, you know, it's kind of like we talk a little bit like the dialect of the local and the global, like different perspectives. Globally, we're starting to see the importance of education, whereas locally, like here in America, we've known the importance of education and everything, and now we're trying to spread it. Globally, they're starting to see how important education really is to the
Yeah.
people, and so it's really important to know that and everything. What other questions you guys have or anything, Matt? I know you mentioned poverty.
Yeah, what's the poverty like? I think I read a little bit on your website about
Yeah, well,
poverty.
let's just look real quick at what we got. So the poverty level in Vietnam is actually a long time ago. It was really, really bad. Not terrible, but like it's like definitely gotten a lot better. Like Trev here, here's a family, a Vietnamese family that's kind of in poverty. You can see they live in this like shack.
Tiny little shack.
Yeah, but the family's still together though. That's a cool thing though.
Yeah.
Family's important to
It
them.
surprises me to see so many kids.
Yeah,
You know, 4
It's
kids.
a lot of kids.
And,
Yeah.
Four
like
kids.
not even be able to like.
I know I wouldn't have that many kids.
You know?
But
That's surprising.
yeah, it's good though, right? Families.
Yeah.
It's good to have that many kids in it. And then like, there's this little trend I saw. This little thing that I picked up in my studies that like the poverty in '93. So this was like right after we were born. A couple of years we were like, we saw the poverty level was way high, like 60s. Like almost 60%.
So it's going down then.
Yeah, now and
Yeah.
this chart only goes to like 2004, 2005. It's down to
Below half of what
below
it was.
below 20. Yeah, so more than half. So it's getting better, and so
So what are some things that they've done to improve the level of poverty?
so we know that we like you mentioned earlier, globalization. I think it's
yeah.
just becoming more and more.
A lot of those companies are just like their money is actually going to the people
Helping
kind
them
of
out.
thing.
Yeah, that and then like education, like we talked about earlier, people are
Absolutely.
getting smarter and there's more and more jobs available because of globalization. There's these
Yeah.
more and more jobs. More companies are coming into Vietnam, and there's just more jobs available for the people. So
I've got a question. So like, I don't know, in the Vietnam War, didn't they use like a lot of chemical warfare?
yeah,
Like the orange gas and all this crazy stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm not really, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Vietnam grows rice.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
yeah.
so.
I mean,
Yeah.
has a lot of that affected Vietnam's economy or agricultural economy? Like, is there residue from that? I don't know. That sounds like a really weird question.
no,
but
that's a
it's just
good
kinda
question.
something that-
I don't fully know the answer to it, but I mean I would think that it did like
It's
short-
probably it's so long ago that it probably
yeah,
doesn't
that's what
really
I was
matter
thinking.
anymore, but
I was thinking that it probably did like a while ago, but like right after the war, a few years afterward. But I was saying like now it's probably not too bad. And so like actually, let's look at this chart again. So like the green line there is the food poverty, and so like people without food and stuff, yes, to do without food, and you can see like back there it was way high, like almost 30%,
Yeah.
and now it's like 6 or 7%.
Yeah.
So I mean, probably that orange has gotten probably way better. Like we don't have to. I don't think they worry about that anymore. It's gone now. But
is Vietnam one of the countries where Nike makes shoes?
I don't know. That's a good question. Though. I'll definitely do some research and I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
No, that's cool.
That'd
That's
be-
fine. I just wondered. You always hear about Nike using overseas.
Nike's
making
everywhere.
shoes. Yeah,
Hey.
so
I'm wearing Nike shoes right now.
Just
actually.
do it, baby.
Yeah, my Nikes. Always wearing.
Always.
You have to wear your Nikes.
gotta wear the Nikes.
Yeah. And so you guys, I know Matt definitely remembers looking over these the different development goals like the poverty and the education and all those things. What do you guys think? Like, what can we do? How successful do you think they've been? Just like from what you know, like doesn't even have to be about Vietnam. Like, what do you think? How successful you think it's been? We got like poverty, like education, gender equality. I know just in Vietnam it's gotten a lot better. Like we've talked about just poverty and education.
Yeah.
But like I'm even thinking like here in America, if you just look at like our education, I think has gotten better.
I feel like the standard of living has definitely gotten better. I mean, like homes are getting bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Like 1950s house today would be like super super small.
Oh yeah.
It'd be like a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom house. But nowadays there's like people have 5-bedroom houses all the time and bigger. Like normally, like
Yeah.
so I feel like the standard of living is getting better, at least here in the U.S. And I feel like it is in Vietnam everywhere.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like we're evolving. Like every country's evolving.
Mhm.
I guess I don't know if that's the right word, but we're always progressing and progressing upwards. I think for the most part,
Mhm.
like we can tell from what we've learned about Vietnam so far that they're getting better. They're definitely not, I guess, up where we are right now, pertaining to
Yeah.
a lot of things. They're kind of back there a little bit, but it seems like they're moving along pretty well. At least like they're going at their pace, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going at our pace.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What do you guys think maybe should be some goals for the future?
more McDonald's.
Or maybe hey, that might help the economy.
Vietnam NBA player.
Hey,
Get the NBA to Vietnam.
hey, that
Vietnamese team.
hey, that might help. That definitely help there. Hey,
Absolutely. See what Yao Ming did to the wherever he's from, China.
China.
Now NBA's big in China now. If we get an NBA player from Vietnam, just
Ricky Rubio.
Look
that's
out.
right.
Yeah. Hey, so we did maybe that could be a developmental goal we get.
Oh,
huh?
absolutely.
Get sports teams
Sports
everywhere.
team in Vietnam.
Sports help improve economy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm wearing a short sports shirt right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sports are big.
Reebok.
They unite people together.
They do.
You know, when you see a Vietnamese player, it could unite people, and I think that'd be really good for the country.
Yeah, help strengthen them. Bring them
Absolutely.
together.
For sure.
What do you think, Trev?
I think that like a big goal that a lot of places, especially like maybe underdeveloped countries, really need to focus on, and it sounds like they already are focusing on education, but I think another thing that they kind of need to focus on is just like the infrastructure, kind of like the structure of society.
Like governments and stuff.
Yeah, because like I feel like a lot of third world countries just don't really have a developed police force or governing system or an election system. I feel like one day they'll be just fine, and the next day it's like total anarchy and war.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? So I feel like if there's anything that they could do to develop some sort of a structured and organized system to get like a constitution or however they want to do it, but to get structure and so it's consistent, so that they can make those changes throughout, and it's not just like upheaval every other month when someone dies and I don't know, whatever happens.
No, yeah, I agree. It's definitely like you look at the countries, the successful countries now. They have their governments are pretty stable.
Yeah,
They don't have to worry about it. Like we can.
and then they're always going to be there, and the people can know and trust that fact.
I mean,
And
well,
they
like
can
we
rely
can
on
look
that.
even at the Vietnamese government, like in the Vietnam War. Like this country was split in half. They were like fighting against each other, and so it wasn't a good thing for people, for them, and for the country around them. And so here's an interesting question. I'll ask people. I'll ask you guys. It goes like this: says, what direction would you have the next U.S. president take on global development for the United States?
The United States.
For the United States, yeah.
It's an interesting question.
For the United States,
Globalization? Is that what you're saying?
Kind of, just like, how could we better help the global economy, or like what?
Well, I feel like because it sounds like the United States, from my understanding, a lot of companies like Nike, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, they're going to these other countries to find a new marketplace, because I feel like they feel like they've almost like maxed out on America kind of thing. And that sounds, so I feel like for us it's a lot different from these other countries, that we need to like be able to expand our enterprise kind of thing.
Yeah.
But be able to do it in a way that we don't miss out and we still don't get benefits, if that makes sense. Because I feel like a lot of people get mad all the outsourcing of work and stuff. But honestly, if we've got the education and like the ability to be able to outsource that work, if we don't need to do it here, I don't see a real problem with that, especially if we send it out to other places that we can develop good and positive relationships with. And because I feel like if you're doing business with a third world country or someone, you could help out these third world countries and be able to benefit them. And at the same time, we're expanding our marketplace, so the companies in America would still be able to continue to make money and be able to grow. And so I feel like that's...
Yeah, you kind of mentioned, like, talked about kind of like a couple different like perspectives, like kind of like the U.S. perspective of we're like, oh yeah, we're helping other countries, and then kind of like you can kind of tie the celestial perspective in there as well too. You know, like we're not being greedy and keeping all the revenue and stuff for ourselves. We're going and helping out other people and helping other people have better lives as well. Like,
and I mean, it's a difficult thing to do. I mean, because there's lots of different views on like, there's different laws in different countries for like child labor. I know that's a big issue that like in the United States people will look at child labor and just like condemn, but like in places like, I don't know, Vietnam or like Southeast Asia, they've got sweatshops and they've got these little tiny companies where these kids are in manufacturing jobs and they make like next to nothing, but to them it's a really good thing and they need that. And that's one of the things that's helped their economy, from my understanding. I've done a tiny bit of research, but
yeah, I mean, I know that they're trying to get away with it, but
you got to try to find the balance between the two. I mean, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just good to share the wealth and like these people need jobs. I mean, these agriculture jobs usually only get people so far, and to get these expanding their economy as well. And so you guys both know that I'm studying engineering and stuff. You're into education, and Matt's just doing his own thing over here, studying health and science and everything. He's doing his own thing. And so something in my field that I think would help the most, like something in engineering that would like help these people is we know like natural disasters come, we can just, I mean, look what happened to us. Like we just had a flood and a lot of stuff got ruined. To us, I mean, yeah, it hurt us a lot, but like it didn't really, like, that's not going to destroy our economy.
Yeah.
But like if a flood or like a big hurricane or tropical storm, something that might actually happen in Vietnam, comes through and knocks it out, it's gonna really, really hurt them a lot. A lot of things are gonna be damaged and other things. So something that might be beneficial to them is have stronger buildings. I know some of the buildings are a lot older. It might be better to like take them down, rebuild them, but build them stronger so that they survive earthquakes and stuff. And
are natural disasters common in Vietnam? This is an interesting question. I don't really know.
Well, I mean, like, they don't have. I mean, there's not. I don't know if there's any volcanoes there. Right. I don't know if any volcanic eruptions or tornadoes.
Sharknadoes.
No, I don't know. No, I don't know.
Sharknadoes.
None reported, at least. None reported.
Maybe before they took
took
account of those kind of things.
No, but like they definitely get monsoons.
Right.
Like,
yeah, so that kind of stuff would definitely help with those kind of things, huh?
And earthquakes, I'm sure, are pretty common. And so
so stronger buildings would definitely be a benefit for them.
Yeah.
What do you think might help them in your field of studying that?
Well, I'm studying exercise phys, so kind of related to like health and that kind of thing. So I'm assuming they would be benefited from a better health system, that kind of thing. I know we have a pretty decent health system here, healthcare, that kind of thing. And I don't know, maybe make it more affordable for people there.
Yeah, that's big.
Because I assume from what we've been learning about poverty, I know it's going down, but pictures that we've seen, that picture of the family living in the shack I doubt they could be able to afford healthcare. If
Yeah.
anything goes wrong with that family,
They're
then
done. Yeah.
they're basically living off whatever they can do for them. Just
Well,
kind of take care of them.
And the same thing goes with that building that they were living in. I mean, like a
That
earthquake
shadow.
comes
Oh,
by,
yeah.
that would be done.
Or a flood that would wipe that
Yeah.
whole thing gone.
Something would be done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. What about you, Trev? How do you think they can? I know we kind of talked about yours a lot, but
Well, I think that so I've been studying sociology, and so I think that there's a lot of social work and ways that maybe just different things that you could do to help people's social functions, kind of thing. I know that it sounds really weird, but maybe because I'm sure that there's addiction problems. I'm sure that there's all sorts of family problems. I'm sure that there's all sorts of issues that happen socially in all sorts of environments, and I'm sure that there's some that are very unique to Vietnam. But if you could get some sort of institutions or social workers or something that could be able to go out and help deal with these problems, maybe getting them a better house is all they need, and once they can get that, they can be able to function better and help each other better. I don't know if that makes any sense. But-
yeah. I was just thinking I've been while you were talking, I was thinking a little bit about what Matt said about making the healthcare system better and more affordable. It was it's kind of like what we think we have here, kind of another, like I said earlier, the difference between the global and the local and stuff. Here we know it's important to have a good healthcare system, and we've seen in other successful European countries that it's important to have a good healthcare system. That maybe in Vietnam it wasn't a good idea for them to have healthcare, but they're starting to realize that these other successful countries and blooming countries have stronger healthcare systems. I think it's good for them. I think that's a great idea.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll use my developmental dollar to help the healthcare system.
That would be good too.
Yeah.
I don't think you could go wrong with any of them.
Absolutely. Minimum, right?
At least.
At least. Yeah. So, you guys have any other questions? You guys have been teaching me a lot here today.
No, I've learned a lot from this. I appreciate the opportunity.
I've enjoyed this. Any questions? Any other questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I enjoyed our conversation.
Thank
Nice
you.
little round table
talks.
discussion here.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hey, we're always available to have more discussions.
Hashtag Brother Wilson rocks.
Shout out to Brother Wilson.
Yeah.
New Guinea, all the way.
Yeah.